proceed to listen. Let's stick to the mission. Believe and receive His blessing. You see, blessings come from above. None of us deserve it. None of us is worthy. But we praise y'all for His mercy.
When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, hey, all I can do is stop and praise ya. When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, all I can do is stop and praise ya, praise ya, hey, praise ya. When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, hey, all I can do is stop and praise ya. When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, all I can do is stop and praise ya, praise ya, hey, praise ya.
We really gotta stop like praise ya. Stop and praise the ancient of days. Teary-eyed and with a smiling face, the praise you gave was already ordained. Stop and praise for keeping you in your lane. Give a praise for breaking off them chains. Before you let somebody steal your praise, think about the spirit in which they came. Think about the energy they gave. Is it worth it? Nope, never, no way. Kingdom we broke into a praise dance. I praise y'all for D4 hug daps. Praise Yahweh for the congregation, and I praise Him for the angels, the elders, and all their dedication. See this truth, it'll cut you, heal you, it'll make or break you. It's a spiritual walk, it's a spiritual ride. Just don't despise the chastisement when you get chastised. You a son, not a bastard, right? You gon' get chastised. It's a spiritual ride, just vibe. Yeah, just vibe. We gon' ride. All praises to the Most High.
When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, hey, all I can do is stop and praise ya. When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, all I can do is stop and praise ya, praise ya, hey, praise ya.
Mercy on you, mercy on me. They say the truth has set you free. See prophecy been fulfilled for real. Now what the deal? We giving praise to the God of Israel. Cause it's real out here. People get killed out here. They robbing still out here. It's getting hard out here. The love of many wax cold from what I hear. But we backed by the Most High, so who shall you feel? You gotta be bold and righteous to live. The flesh is exceedingly wicked. Sin deceiving is vicious. Repentance needed to fix it. His mercy too exquisite to miss it. Just proceed to listen. Let's stick to the mission. Believe and receive His blessing. You see, blessings come from above. None of us deserve it. None of us is worthy. But we praise y'all for His mercy.
When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, hey, all I can do is stop and praise ya. When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, all I can do is stop and praise ya, praise ya, hey, praise ya. When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, all I can do is stop and praise ya. When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, all I can do is stop and praise ya, praise ya, praise ya.
We really gotta stop, like praise ya. Stop and praise, there ain't enough days. Teary-eyed and with a smiling face, the praise you gave was already ordained. Stop and praise for keeping you in your lane. Give a praise for breaking off them chains. Before you let somebody steal your praise, think about the spirit in which they came. Think about the energy they gave. Is it worth it? Nope, never, no way. Kingdom we broke into a praise dance. I praise y'all for D4 hug daps. Praise Yahweh for the congregation, and I praise him for the angels, the elders, and all their dedication. See this truth, it'll cut you, heal you, it'll make or break you. This is a spiritual walk, it's a spiritual ride. Just don't despise the chastisement when you get chastised. You a son, not a bastard, right? You gon' get chastised. It's a spiritual ride, just vibe. Yeah, just vibe. We gon' ride. All praises to the Most High.
When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, all I can do is stop and praise ya. When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, all I can do is stop and praise ya, praise ya, praise ya.
Mercy on you, mercy on me. They say the truth has set you free. See prophecy been fulfilled for real. Now what the deal? We giving praise to the God of Yisrael, cause it's real out here. People get killed out here. They robbing still out here. It's getting hard out here. The love of many wax cold from what I hear. But we back by the Most High, so who shall you feel? You gotta be bold and righteous to live. The flesh is exceedingly wicked. Sin deceiving is vicious. Repentance needed to fix it. His mercy too exquisite to miss it. Just proceed to listen. Let's stick to the mission. Believe and receive his blessing. You see, blessings come from above. None of us deserve it. None of us is worthy. But we praise y'all for his mercy.
When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, all I can do is stop and praise ya. When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, all I can do is stop and praise ya, praise ya, praise ya. When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, all I can do is stop and praise ya. When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, all I can do is stop and praise ya, praise ya, praise ya.
We really gotta stop, like praise ya. Stop and praise, there ain't enough days. Teary-eyed and with a smiling face, the praise you gave was already ordained. Stop and praise for keeping you in your lane. Give a praise for breaking off them chains. Before you let somebody steal your praise, think about the spirit in which they came. Think about the energy they gave. Is it worth it? Nope, never, no way.
Shalom Facebook, Shalom YouTube. Welcome to our prophecy class. Today we are in Isaiah chapter 12, But before we get started, does anyone have any questions? No questions?
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
Let me see. It's on my mind yesterday. All right. Now, with the Lucifer Satan having to appear at the appearance, he can also appear like in Job when the sons came to appear. You know what I mean? When all the sons have to appear, he has to appear. To an extent, he's keeping the law. Keeping the law as far as appearing, making his appearance. Okay. Now we understand he breaks the law when he set these idols for us to worship, and he's trying to praise and glory to other people from Yahweh. But I'm thinking like with the Sabbath, that's a whole complication. You know what I mean? So he has to someone maybe show up in heaven for around Yahweh for the Sabbath, because that's a whole complication too. It's part of the time that we have to come together. It's like this got to come there, not necessarily period, but I'm thinking like along with as far as Sabbath concerned, Satan's really not around on the Sabbath. But go ahead and do, because you have to get them go up there, maybe not necessarily appearance, but it's a whole complication. So I guess they have to do something similar to what we're doing as and what we're doing down here. So this question, don't mind this, but don't mind this. So what's this?
Well,
Okay, yeah, go with that being said, okay, with in Genesis, when Yahweh say he rested that seventh day, that's that 1,000 years. Okay, Adam was an eternal being, so that's how I'm putting together. So Satan been like after the Sabbath, like everybody else, he rests on the Sabbath. To eat for his nonsense, he has to rest from his nonsense. He's got 6 days to tempt the world. So, with that being said, with Adam being an eternal being, there was no need to count his age. You see what I'm saying?
no reason to do what?
There was no need to count his age until he was eternal. Until after the Sabbath, here comes Satan messing with Eve, because he will go back doing what he's doing again. He have to rest, you know what I mean? And call Eve and Adam fall, and the age started getting counted that day, and that was that first day, because he had to do 930 years, and then finish that first day. So that's that gap I'm trying to see between the 6th day he was created, and he rested on the 7th day with Yahweh. They didn't count his age because he was an eternal being at that time, until he ate from the tree of good and evil, and he was changed and he failed. So he started counting his age then, but what you count the age of eternal being for, you know what I mean? So that 7th day was there, you know what I mean, with Adam, and he just, because with the 7-day weeks and 7-day week, it's just not that 6 days and then jump to the 7th. But God was resting the 7th day, trying to see if you see what I'm trying to put that together. Like,
what does the law say about keeping the Sabbath? So they'll rest.
But they'll rest. So Satan had to rest from his day, and then Adam and everybody rested. So when the rest was over, here comes Satan. I'm going to mess with Eve. I see she's the weaker being. So now Adam's age get counted, because no sense counting 1,000 years, because he's an eternal being at that time. You see what I'm saying?
Well, that is symbolic of not sinning
Right.
on that day.
Right.
Well, you look at what happened to Adam and Eve. They couldn't keep the Sabbath because they were sinful people, right? So Yahweh Elohim kept the Sabbath, not man.
Right.
So when they got kicked out of the garden, that's when man's age counts start.
Right.
So you see, Adam lives 930 years. So subsequent seeds of Adam live a long life, but death was still on the earth.
You see what I'm trying to tell you? Like, it's just something that's probably my mind, and popped yesterday, but like, it was Friday, actually. But with Yahweh keeping that 1,000 years, that was 7,000 years, dude. It's like, where's if you keep 6, if you're not adding up to all the sevens in them, you year weeks, because I'm just trying to put everything together with the yearly weeks, with the ground rest for 7, because it's like, man, it's like, that if you created on the 6th day, I was saying maybe he didn't still on that 6th day because you know it was still a complete day. That 6th day was still a complete day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You know, it was 930 years that day wouldn't be complete. See what I'm saying?
yeah. Well, we're still in the 6th day,
Right,
right? So we haven't gotten to that Sabbath rest yet.
right.
That won't come till the Mashiach shows up. So as I said before, man's timeline began. They got kicked out of the garden.
Right.
But Yahweh's timeline continued on to the Sabbath. So he kept the Sabbath day. Man didn't. So now we got to get to that level where we can keep a whole also.
So
That 6th day, well, on that 6th day, everything went wrong. So when the shack shows up, that 7th day would kick in, and that's when we all have that rest.
you see what I'm saying? Like it might be a possibility that everything went wrong at the beginning of the first day.
On the first day,
Everything went wrong at the beginning of the first day. You know, see that's what I'm trying to put together just you know, my mind. I mean, everything could went wrong at the beginning of the first day. And the very beginning of the first day when the Sabbath was over, here comes Satan and I got you, Eve. And she got Adam, and then you know that's when they got kicked out of the garden that day, and then that physical day, that year, it count again. And then that 930 years part of that first day, and then you got now we down to the 6th day, through the 6,000 years. So then, as 1,000 years a day,
well,
1,000. See what I'm trying to say?
well, what was excuse me? When was the Sabbath given for man's rest? By commandment.
By commandment,
Yeah. Now Adam had the one commandment,
right?
right? The one keeping the Sabbath,
Right.
right? So Yahweh Elohim rested that day, so he brought that particular day of rest thousands of years later and gave it to his nation. If you look at Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, they didn't keep the Sabbath day. Right? But yet still he made covenant with them. So that Sabbath was given to the children of Israel to rest, right? So really the Sabbath wasn't given to Adam. Right? Because he would have known about the Sabbath until the Sabbath came on him. That's when Yahweh would have told him, don't do any work today. Right? So that's why the Sabbath had been kept from that point on until the children of Israel got it. They still keeping it now. That all right? Okay. All right, praise God. Are there any more questions? All right, let's go ahead and get started again. We are in Isaiah chapter 12. And in that day thou shalt say, O Yahweh, I will praise thee, though thou wast angry with me. Thine anger is turned away, and thou comfortest me. Behold, Elohim is my salvation. I will trust and not be afraid. For Yahweh is my strength and my song. He also is become my salvation. Therefore, with joy shall he draw water out of the wells of salvation. And in that day shall you say, praise Yahweh, call upon his name, declare his doings among the people, make mention that his name is exalted. Sing unto Yahweh, for he has done excellent things. This is known in all the earth. Cry out and shout, thou inhabitant of Zion, for great is the Holy One of Israel in the midst of thee. So this will be taking place during the kingdom age, kingdom of heaven. So everybody will be exalting Yahweh. These are the words that we use in chapter 13, verse 1. The burden of America. One other thing before I go there. I was thinking about this last evening, and we're reading about totally different time and totally different people, thousands of years ago. You see these prophecies, they are songs. So you got to wonder, did they sing to each other in normal conversation? So we know the prophecies sang. But in that case, did the Mashiach sing? Did Peter, the rest of the 12 disciples, did they sing? Because there's a lot of singing in here. So, like, we talk like the Gentiles, back and forth, because that's all we know. But back in these days, what makes they spoke differently. They're speaking in Hebrew. Now we don't know what Hebrew sounds like in Psalm, but we've got a whole book of Psalms that are Psalm. So David sang. So I'm looking at it might have been a little bit more common back in those days than we think. Because when you see saying unto Yahweh, we got it in one of the songs, sing unto Yahweh a new song. So I'm thinking that's conversation. That's how they converse with one another, singing to each other. Not just a thought came to my mind because, like I say, we won't be speaking English in the kingdom, right? So we're gonna have to learn Hebrew and speak to each other in Hebrew. Now, I haven't heard anybody that say that they speak Hebrew singing. They got folks out there that want to teach you how to speak Hebrew. Right. So how you know that's the right kind of Hebrew? Because they did a lot of singing back in the day. Moshe sang, and the children of Israel sang when they came out of Egypt across the Red Sea. They sang. So you got to wonder how did they sound when they spoke to one another. Now we'll just have to get there and see. Yeah, so we can't speak this English in the kingdom. It's a base language. It's a combination of different languages, different phrases from different languages. So it's not a pure language. That Hebrew is going to be pure.
The whole world is speaking Hebrew at that time, right?
Yeah. Now that doesn't make. Well, let me put it like this. Our father spoke a lot of languages. And you get up in Paul, in the Epistle Paul of First Corinthians chapter 14. He said, I speak more languages than y'all. Right? So it was normal, especially when you're dealing with nations that's coming through your land, like the Gentiles, the Romans, the Greeks. They had to learn how to speak Greek. They had to learn how to speak Latin, along with their own language. So I'm looking at if the whole world is going to be speaking Hebrew, then their original language would probably have to be a second language. Because you can't come into the kingdom speaking your native language. Uh, and it's best to just speak Hebrew while you're at home so you learn to speak it fluently. Because again, that'll be the native tongue of everybody. So you're not gonna learn Hebrew overnight. But it can happen. Yahweh will, it can happen. Remember Pentecost? And people that were there from different provinces heard the good words of Yahweh in their own tongue. Yeah, so I'm looking at that type of situation that might happen. Oh, just like my elder brother Yeshua said that in Genesis uh, chapter 10, no, chapter 11, when they speak the we've been in the Tower of Babel. Yahweh came down and confused the language just like that. Oh yeah, just like that. They didn't know how to speak to one another. So I'm looking at maybe something supernatural would come upon us, and we just start speaking Hebrew and understand what we're saying. It could happen, Yahweh. You can do it. So that may not be a learning process for us because we'll have a lot of work to do to restore the land to what it used to be. The whole earth is going to be messed up by the time the Mashiach gets through with his work. Yeah. All the water be polluted, rivers and streams be polluted. So there's a lot of death around. So yeah, we got a lot on our hands. Let's go ahead, team. This is Isaiah 13, verse 1. The burden of America, which Isaiah, the son of Amos, did see. Lift up a banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand, that they may go into the gates of the nobles. I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have also called my mighty ones, for mine anger, even them that rejoice in my highness. Who are his sanctified ones? Huh?
Angels.
Angels. That's what he's calling.
So the mighty ones,
Those angels. Yeah.
both angels.
Yeah.
They're kind of putting out.
Not two different groups, they're just the same people. Yeah. Who's more mightier than angels?
Right.
Verse 4. The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. Yahweh of hosts mustereth the host of the battle. They come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even Yahweh, and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. Howl ye, for the day of Yahweh is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Therefore will all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt, and they shall be afraid. Pains and sorrows shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flames. Behold, the day of Yahweh cometh, cruel both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land waste, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinner thereof out of it. For the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine. Now I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. So he went from America to the whole world with this prophecy right here. Yeah, right. So we look at the sequence of events that are about to take place. Yeah, America got to fall. One world order got to be set up. 3.5 years of great tribulation, and then Mashiach shows up. So that's about it, almost in a nutshell. Yeah. When he punished the world, yeah, that's when your trumpets and vials will be pulling out.
So what's doing like was right now looking in prophecy. Um, we know that the destruction of America is coming upon us. Will we be out of this land before I know we'll be out of here before Russia come up in here, but when all the stuff started hitting the fan, will we be heading up out of here? Because it says we won't be in a rush to get out of here. So looking at it, if chaos start before, um, in the midst of that chaos, it'll be kind of hard to see that how can we leave out of here and not suddenly. So when will we get out of here before all the chaos start up?
Well, we got to be out of here before Russia blows this bad up.
Mm-hmm.
So we probably will on our way. And coincidentally, that will be around the same time Satan get kicked out of heaven. Yeah, so we got to have that. You got to screw that water out on them boats that's leaving America. So that around the same time America falls, or the same time Putin destroys America, that's when Satan will be kicked out of heaven. Yeah.
This goes back to what you said yesterday. I thought what Zach saying. He was talking about America being destroyed suddenly. All right, and then you said something about the Civil War. The process of that Civil War getting started and being somewhat fought. Would that be the cause to get people start moving up out of here because of the Civil War? And then they so focused on each other during the Civil War, that's when America destroyed suddenly by rushing towards, I guess, doing the Civil War, whatever. But that Civil War maybe that might help push us up out of here because we really have nothing to do with the Civil War. You know what I mean?
Well, we should.
We shouldn't. You know
Yeah.
what they do? That's they dumb folks. But, you know,
Well, let's look and see. Let's go to Jeremiah. Jeremiah 51. Reads verse 45 to 46. My people, go you out of the midst of her, and deliver you every man his soul from the fierce anger of Yahweh. And lest your heart faint, and ye fear for the rumor that shall be heard in the land, a rumor shall both come with 1 year, and after that, in another year, shall come a rumor and violence in the land, ruler against ruler. Okay, so you got to hear that rumor first. Right now, all you get is propaganda on the media, in the media. It's not for our good that the media even up. It's about control. And so eventually it's gonna come to a point where they're gonna be broadcasting that actual gunfights in different neighborhoods and even in different states. Yeah, so now you know it's time to go.
So when these somewhat civil wars, these skirmishes start before it gets out of hand, that's what we need to be trying to
That's what I'm looking at.
look. That's when we could definitely start. What's time to go?
Yeah,
Okay.
we got to get up out of here. Can't stay around, man, because that'll give us a little time to consider.
Right.
Yeah, this thing is coming to pass that is written in the Bible. It's coming to pass, so we give us enough time to consider on how we're gonna get up out of here. So that would mean that we would be gone by the time this place goes down. Yeah. Yes, sir.
And our destination would be in Africa.
Our destination would be to the west coast of Africa,
Okay.
where they sold our fathers. You've heard of the door of no return. Have you heard of that? Well, that's on the west coast of Africa. That's in what they call Ghana. So that's where these Africans sold us to these white people. From that particular west coast of Africa, that's where most of our fathers were sold. So we got to go back the way we came to the place that sold us to the west coast of Africa. Then we got to go through Africa. We can't stay there. We got to keep on moving until we get up into the land of Israel.
And we'll be marching.
Yeah, as best we can. I'm concerned about brothers that really not in the best of health and how they're gonna get around. You got brother Eddie who out there on the West Coast, and you got Elder Mick that's on the tanks. And so he has to have blood, blood transfusion twice a week.
People that got to get dialysis and stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm looking at that. So I'm wondering how is that gonna happen? How we gonna get all them folks together in one place on them boats and making it all the way up there to
And get their treatment the whole time.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. They have some brothers in wheelchairs.
Right.
Yeah, so that's a big question. I don't know. Yeah.
You said something yesterday too about, you know, we class, you know, talking about Amalek and the Moabites, you know what I'm saying? You know, I know it's gonna be a lot of us going across, you know what I mean, the waters coming in, you know, but we ain't gonna be all coming at one time, you know what I mean? So, and you know, it's just, you know, some African countries, there's a lot of them. You know what I mean? And you know, with the Moabites, they had a fear of us because there was so many of us, you know what I mean? So you think that, you know, our fathers had to go through skirmishes before they really got into the wilderness, you know what I mean?
Had to go through what?
Skirmishes like with Amalek, with the Moabites, you know, they had to do some fighting, you know. Do you think it's possible between
That we may face that same situation.
not necessarily on the west coast of Africa, but when we get through Africa and you got some of them the Muslim Arabs, some of North Africa might want to come down because they know what we're coming to do. You know what I mean? They might come out of you know the
The
Middle
house of
East.
Judah that's already there.
I mean, it's not enough for us people to be going over there. You just being attacked by different people that might come out of the Middle East because they know where we coming. They know we coming. Dude. It's the time for all y'all to go because you know, like with Jehoshaphat, you know, the Edomites, the Moabites, the Ammonites came and take over land. You know, maybe they leaders still understand. Like, hold on, we've been trying to do this for years. Now our time is up. You know, we had the Holy Land. It ain't what it's supposed to be. That we put these people that we really don't like in there because it ain't what it's supposed to be. But they coming and you know we you know just you know just because they know we coming, who we are, what we're about. That we might have some type of skirmishes here and there going through Africa or North Africa or just you know people coming out the Middle East want to attack before we get all the way into the wilderness. You know what I mean?
Well, during that time, you are assuming that we will still have communication.
Right.
That may not be the case. So they can't pinpoint us they can't hear us unless they right there with us.
Right.
They can't see us unless they're right there with us. So they won't be able to find us because y'all are gonna have us hid. Yeah. So like we're gonna be the, the Africans are gonna feel threatened that we're there. So we don't know how they're gonna react. Uh, but we got our history of what happened when people attacked us.
Right.
So if somebody attack us, that would be uh, that would be a feather in your cap. Yeah, because that's what you want.
That's what I want. That's what I want.
That's what you want.
But I'm prepared. I'm definitely prepared. I'm like, well, that's not what I want. I'm prepared. I'm just saying, just keep it all observed because, like I said, you was talking yesterday in class how Amalek came attack us for no reason at all. You know what I mean? Just because because he's Esau's grandson, just no reason at all. And the Moabites, no reason at all. You know what I mean? That's when Abraham prayed for Lot to get him out of, you know, Abraham did so much for for Lot, you know what I mean? But you attacked us for no reason. Always just they had no reason to be attacking us, and we was no threat to them. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm just thinking about that too. Like maybe because like some things might happen again, like it happened before, or something. Not all things, but you know what I mean?
Well, us coming out of America, it made me think that we got some money.
Right, that too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They all think we got money anyway. You know what I mean?
yeah. But
We're really struggling.
I'm looking at how they treat Elder Jacob over there.
Right.
I think he's living in Gambia, isn't that right? He's living in Gambia, so he got his business going on over there. So they're not messing with him. So I figure Yahweh with that brother.
Yeah, he's a good, smart, intelligent brother with some class. You
Yeah.
know, but many of us coming out the hood, that's a whole different story.
Now that's a different story. The Hood brothers, yeah, they never been out the country, man. So
I think so.
they may think they may try to be friends with them Africans, and Africans don't want to have nothing to do with them. Yeah, so then that'll piss them off. Ain't no telling what might happen then, man. They may have 2 bullets left after that ocean barge. They may have 2 bullets left and shoot and miss both shots. so, so there's a lot of questions about what's going to happen. But let me read you something here in Matthew. To show you what the Mashiach thought about what we're talking about here. And let me see here. In Matthew chapter 6, I'm going to pick this up at verse 30. It says, wherefore, if Elohim so clothe the grass of the field, which today is, and tomorrow is cast into the oven, shall he not much more clothe you, O you of little faith? Therefore, take no thought, saying, what shall we eat, or what shall we drink, or wherewithal shall we be clothed? But after all these things do the Gentiles seek. For your heavenly Father knoweth that you have need of all these things. But seek you first the kingdom of Elohim and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. This key verse right here, verse 34. Take therefore no thought for tomorrow, for tomorrow shall take thought for the things of itself. Sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof.
I feel this from that, but it's kind of hard when you're in the prophecies.
Yeah,
the
no.
prophets have you thinking about the future, but you're not thinking. It's kind of hard to put that when you're in the prophecy. Probably got you thinking about this, thinking about that.
Yeah, yeah, no, because it makes you think. You want to know how this is going to take place.
Right.
Because one of the things we did know is that all these things have already taken place.
Right.
We just don't know if we're going to be part of it.
Right.
Right. So that's why I say don't worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to take care of itself. If you're going to be there, you're going to be there. If you ain't, you ain't. So there ain't nothing you can do about it. All right. So thinking about what we're going to run into on our journey out of here, there's nothing you can do.
How we gonna get out of here?
Yeah, because You got to remember now, the angels were out there in the wilderness with our fathers when when they came out of Egypt. The angels were there with us. So what makes you think they won't be with us this time? Right? Yahweh called the angel called the people feared the children of Israel while out there, and you can see why. You got over 1 million people out there wandering around, so that's scary too. So they see us. They know by the way we dress that we don't come from Africa, and so they'll look at us, but they may shut the doors. Just because they just can't comprehend us being back. Yeah.
So I'm thinking too, like, I feel personally that whatever happens with the attack or not, I'm gonna be okay. Because I'm doing
Yeah.
my best to keep the laws and commandments and I'm
Right.
doing my best. I'm not perfect, but I'm trying my best.
Right.
I mean, but it's gonna be people that's gonna be attached to us, we're gonna be talking about this. And, like with the situation with Moabites, and with the Amalekites, I don't think none of the righteous were killed. It was one that was unrighteous, you know what I mean? One that was still worshiping other gods and still doing things like, with the Moabites, those that would mess with the women, you know what I mean? So like, it's talking to people trying to explain to them, like, look, we're out of America, but you gotta do this, you gotta do that, you can't go with because something might happen and you're gonna get knocked off from trying to. I don't want, like I say, my thing is I try to tell people there's people I can see die that I know I don't want to see nobody die, but it's gonna happen. You know what I mean? It's just real because the saints that watch their feet blood of wicked, but I'm gonna try to keep me and preserve me life and listen and so this don't happen to you because you just fight through this, survive through that, ain't on our side. But if you want to go do this and do that and want to try this, then you probably just stay here because you're gonna die on the way there. You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. What can you do about it?
Right. Just try.
It's all well, yeah, but you be worried about stuff you have no control over.
Right. Right.
So just be thankful for the day. Take care of the things of the day
Right.
while it's still daylight.
Right.
You can't do nothing about tomorrow. It's gonna get here, but you may not be here to see it.
I know.
Yeah. So all that worry you've been worried about,
Don't say it like that.
waste of time. I'm just being real.
I feel it.
That's where I look. That's why I take it. Ain't no need to worry about tomorrow.
Right. Right.
Nothing you can do to change tomorrow. If you're gonna be here tomorrow, then you're gonna be here. It's already written in the book. If you're not gonna be here, you're not gonna be here. You can't stop there at that point. I love that saying that Mashiach said. Don't worry about tomorrow. Y'all will always have tomorrow for us. But you ain't necessarily guaranteed though.
Right. Like I said, somebody I know died yesterday, and they went out to work, you know what I mean? They was going to keep go out to work and one of dying yesterday, should they work on the Sabbath? It's a Sabbath day, but somebody I was talking to, but they wind up dying like on the job, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's just stuff like that. People try to talk to and get in their head, but you look at these prophecies that are going on and try to get them, you know what I mean? But shouldn't work on the Sabbath anyway, a little bit. The time comes, I know I can control over that, but it's just kind of heart-wrenching a little bit, like, you know what I mean?
If Yahweh want them to hear, they'll hear.
Right.
If they want to hear you, they will hear you. They were set up to hear you. Right? Same thing with Eli Yaakov. Yahweh had Eli Yaakov set up so I could hear it. So they had a whole lot of people heard Eli Yaakov. So Yahweh sets these things up. That's what we get out of this. Everything's already been planned and everything's already happened. We're the only ones that don't know. So we just have to wait and see. Thank Yahweh for waking us up another day. Yeah. And with good health, and good mind health, and all those things that we can actually read this and understand what we're reading because of Yahweh, because He wants us to know what this book is saying. So now we see what the book is saying. So yeah, we're going to have a great expectation because we see the prophecy we've written about the destruction of America. So we sit back, wait, and we'll be like Jonah, sitting up there waiting for Yahweh to destroy Nineveh. So it didn't go down, did it? He was mad about it. So we got to look at that same way. I mean, we know it's going to go down, but we don't know when, and we don't know how. But it's going to be, you have a ruler one year, then another ruler, right? Ruler against ruler. That's a civil war. So we know, look for that. That's a little something. And we can see the ingredients of a civil war being put together now. So with that, At least y'all were throwing us some breadcrumbs. Said, look at that. I told you it could be rule against rule. Look what they do. Yeah. They you got so much hatred in America that they can't turn away from it now. They can't come back off that high. So that hatred will blossom into a civil war. And I bet you Jake don't want to get involved.
Cause I seen something that was talking about, how they trying to affect these midterm elections now. So then that might be a catalyst right there, these midterm elections, how they go. They say they're trying to affect the DOJ, trying to affect the midterm elections or something, you know what I mean? So, that's a little power show whatever in his presidency, man, midterm elections. So, that might be a little sign. That's
Yeah,
coming up.
yeah. But again, as long as we're here, we have the opportunity to do good works,
Right.
even more good works, seek out the lost sheep, bring them up in here, those type things. But
Nah, in my mind, that's why I've been hearing you say seek out the lost sheep
yeah,
because there's many more people that gotta be
oh yeah,
saved.
yeah,
Because like you said, you used the situation with Jonah, right? And he was waiting for everyone. I look at that situation even with us. Like you can't wait for this place to be destroyed because you had brothers that was in this truth looking at what we were doing. Now Yahweh took us up in here, cleansed us, and put righteous laws and statutes and judgments in our heart. We got to do the same for our fellow men out there because
right,
it's other individuals, they not in the truth. But who's to say Yahweh ain't gonna use it? Just like he used us. So we gotta still go out there
right,
and not look as if though this place I'm ready for it to be destroyed. You can't look at it like that because it's your family. You got family members too. You know what I'm saying? You got loved ones, you got friends that you consider family, you got people that's hearing this truth now, that's seeing like a lot of black people seeing something is going on.
yeah,
And it's and they a lot of men, black men, have turned away from Christianity in particular.
oh yeah,
Yeah, it's a big thing about that now because they
Mhm.
tired of the game. So I'm looking at that like these brothers may want to come on and on board. You know what I mean? So it's exciting. When I'm out there, I'm excited like every time talking because it's such an exciting time right now. Getting as many people as we can to get this truth so we can get as
yeah.
many people saved.
Well, yeah, it's an amazing thing to see the words coming to pass in our time. So this was written thousands of years ago, and now y'all open up our eyes, and say, look at that. I told you this was gonna happen, and it wrote down, wait for you to show up. So y'all prepared this book just for us, because black folk don't want to read this book. Ain't no pictures in it. So with us, first of all, you gotta like to read. Second of all, you gotta like history, and I always have loved history. So this is right up my alley right here. I can't even put the book down no more. Let's talk about history, not my favorite subject. Yeah.
I'm gonna turn it back now.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna turn it back now.
Yeah, ain't no turning back.
First up, we the same one now.
Yes. Well, why you think y'all we keep these doors open? Right, because he wants this place to stay open for the lost sheep. Yeah, we was over down the North Decatur Road, there's a little strip mall. But we had humble beginnings. I think they had a warehouse at one time. And when they moved out here from North Decatur Road, they had a tent. You remember that white tent they had behind the altar? Did you ever see that white tent?
In here?
In the sanctuary?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You ever see it?
Yes, sir.
What about you, man?
See the old
Y'all didn't ever see it?
You talking about the curtains that was
sound
behind?
black on the end.
It was
It was something white.
It was a white tent.
I wasn't there yet.
Yeah, okay, y'all went there. It was a white tent. They used to have it in there. And as you can see, things will be gone. So I don't know what happened to that tent.
What is 10 for?
I don't know.
That's what we used to clean during the holy days. Going there, 5% now.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah. It's a, I, I imagine, I don't know if they actually use that tent to actually meet in. Because I don't recall them talking about uh, meeting in a tent. All we had was a tent itself. Because they met in first of all, in apartments in Deer Creek, Ellis apartment, and then they moved to a warehouse. Then they moved to North Decatur Road. Then they moved here. So that tent, were you down North Decatur Road?
Mm-mm.
Okay,
Yeah, I came when it was over here.
okay. Well, I believe that tent was over there on North Decatur Road too. Yeah, it's that was that you see that pulpit out there in the hallway
Mm-hmm.
next to the pool.
Mm-hmm.
That was the elders pulpit on North Decatur Road. So we're simple beginnings, humble beginnings, man. Uh, that's how we got started, bro. So they always kept us open. So there got to be a reason for that. So we had that brother up in what South Carolina, South Carolina. I think he shut down now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he says.
Oh,
Yeah.
but the other brother was in South Carolina.
No, you
Oh,
talking
he was
about
in
North
North.
Carolina.
Oh, he was North Carolina.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So he's still open from what I hear. But the sock is open. I don't know if anybody else is open. Uh, so because yeah, uh, they try to have one over there. Timos tried to start one, and it didn't go too well.
You know, Elder, going back to what similar to what Brother Bless was saying, then going back to what you were saying when the Mashiach was talking about the uh, rumor against rumor, and they want this, and how we looking at America right now. And like we was explaining right before we prayed, before we started class, I was explaining to the brothers, I was looking at different things over the week. When the spirit came on me, it's like you can see these things, like they deliberately want this war, this civil war to jump off. You had the thing go on with ICE with the Mexicans, and then some of the blacks that was in there, and then the whites. Now you see that thing move over in Cincinnati. Like how these things, the CIA has been known to deliberately put stuff into place to start something, get it stirred up, and then put their hands out of it. And you see right now, this is a huge thing right now with this particular, because every story on mainstream media has either the victimization of a white person doing something to the black, right? Before the
Yeah,
story whole come out. And that's enraging white people, right? So now you have the incident, the situation where you had that town in Arkansas that he said, hey, we wanted to be the only white town, right? But you got NBC, CBS, all of them, they want to interview this guy, right? So I seen a clip of it where NBC interviewed him. They just walk him through and they ask him, like, you want this place to be for white only? It's just racist. They trying to get him to say different things. And he's smart enough. He's like, no one said anything about racism. No one said we hated these people. No one said we hate black people. We just want a separate town away just for white people, right? But I looked at the comments. It's like 50 million comments, right? And you go through the comments and you see nothing but these hate comments coming up, right? From both sides. And I said, this is deliberate. They wanted to do this deliberately. They just interviewed the man. Why would you want him? You know why? Because you want a civil war. You want someone to say, oh, that's racist. Then you want to stir up the white people to say, no, we just want to live in our own town. Then you have some black people like, no, we had our own towns too. So you can't say the same thing.
well, when them two sisters bought that land, I think in Alabama somewhere,
Georgia. It was here in Georgia.
Georgia,
Yeah.
they said we want this town to be just for black people. But I ain't heard nobody calling out no racist.
You didn't see
It's all right for black people, not all right for white people.
You didn't see no one. You didn't see no one from NBC, CBS. You see none from the mainstream media
No.
come and interview them.
That's right.
None. But they do it just for this time. And I was talking to one of my brothers at the school, one of the parents, and I was telling him, I said, man, you need to be careful, man. Don't be going out in public. You got a family, everything, because they deliberately is going to these big events and planting certain things to go on and pitting white people against black people. And now you got the Mexicans over there over in over the West Coast. And that has spread it to even here because we got a large percentage of the Hispanic population. I'm telling bro, I said, man, they deliberately want this thing to jump off. And it's right there. It's right there. We like you said, Elder, we said it perfect. There is no coming back from this.
No,
It's only gonna get beyond worse.
right.
But see, the problem is they going about the wrong way because black people really don't want to fight with white people. I don't really want to fight with a white person. Even though my granddaddy couldn't look a white man in the face, he had to go across the street and all the stuff my granddaddy told me, my daddy told me that they went through. You know what I mean? We can whoop a white boy ass right now, ain't nothing gonna happen to us. We'll get locked up, we're gonna get locked up anyway. I mean, but nothing, we ain't getting killed, we ain't getting we can whoop a white person ass and that's it. You ass whoop white, well, yeah, them days is over with. You know what I mean? Nobody scared of y'all, nobody bowing down to y'all about nothing. We don't want to fight with y'all. We got too many problems with ourselves. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? We don't want to fight with you for what? You ain't got shit. You got it. You got it. We ain't got it. The average black person that I'm around every day in my hood, we don't care about no white folks, we too busy worried about ourselves. You know what I mean? He high, he drunk, he clicking, we got issues, we got stress, we clicking on each other. We don't want to fight with the white folks. It's like, we're not studying y'all.
Yeah.
So they try to make it a black and white thing, but the majority of black folks don't care about what the white folks do. Y'all want to go be by yourself, be by yourself. We don't be around y'all anyway. We gotta get some. The young boy finna come get it. Too best come get it anyway. Go to your car, break this stuff. We terrorize y'all. These young folks, we terrorize y'all anyway. We know y'all scared. We know we terrorize y'all, so we don't really care about fighting with y'all on a civil war level. So they going that they're gonna have a hard problem with that because the average mind that I'm around every day, we don't care about that. They don't care about it. We ain't trying to fight. Fight white for what? I got trying to keep the lights on and keep food. I ain't caring about that. I don't understand what y'all talking about. No, I got white people trying to get a little bit I got right here. They glad. You know what I mean? Like I say, I'm 48 years old, and I have never had a white boy try to kill me. I had some white officers with my ass now. White people, white officers in jail with my ass. Okay, I had black ones do it too. But I have my life has been more threatened by my people than the white man, so I'm not really worried about y'all. I'm not worried about nobody now because I got, how I'm living now, but at the end of the day, I'm more concerned with my people and what we got going on than the white man. So them trying to do that, they need the CIA, FBI, DEA, NSA, my name, you know who I am. Hey man, y'all going about the wrong way because it's not gonna happen. We don't care about fighting white people. Still care about it.
Yeah.
Do y'all care about fighting white people? No, you can't get no money.
Well, how do you control black people's minds? Let them watch TV, right?
Right.
And they just announced they're trying to get rid of was it Mockingbird, Project Mockingbird. Yeah, it's still in effect.
Yep.
You've heard of that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Project Mockingbird. It's still in effect, so they control the news. So they can put out that about them white boys, the white people in one town, and shade it in a way that it sounds like it's wrong. Right? And that's just to rile people up. How dare these white people set up their own town?
Yep.
But in the day, like we done been through so much wrong. It's like, who
But
cares?
bless
We've been in so much wrong. We done got the shaft for so long to the point like, okay, what y'all gonna do next? What y'all gonna do next? What you gonna do next? You get it this, you get it this, you're poisonous, you put diseases in the healthcare system. That's why I go to the healthcare system. We catch more diseases going in and get them shots out and trying to give us, you know what I mean? We understand it like we ain't that sleep out here in the streets. They ain't that sleep like and we don't stay away from that stuff. We just realize we stay away from all that stuff because ain't nothing right. Know something wrong with food. Know something is. Know something is. You go to these Chinese places in the hood, the chicken make your stomachs feel sick. So we stay away from that. You know what I mean? We just realize, okay, you've been doing so much stuff so long. You really don't care. What's next? What's next? What's next? What's next? What's next? What's next? That's how a lot of people feel like what's next. Like you're gonna keep doing wrong, and half the people that really, honestly, most of the people that of our people that they can get the fight ain't really paying TV and stuff like that no attention no more anyway. They really ain't, and maybe the working class black folks, they ain't gonna fight anyway. They not built for that. And the ones that is built fight ain't really caring. You know what I mean? The ones in the hood and stuff like that, you ain't caring about that. You know what I mean? You got too much going on. So it's like you waste your time because you got it wrong. And you always had it wrong. Y'all gonna keep y'all having it wrong because the ones that's paying attention ain't fighters. And the ones that are the fighters ain't caring. You see what I'm saying? So it's like you got it mixed up.
So that you got to understand, this is a business,
Right.
right? So the news business cannot make money broadcasting good news.
Right.
They got to broadcast bad news. that keeps people interest. And seeing how emotionally unbalanced black people are, they can make that white folk town sound like they hate black people. They're gonna come and get black people or something like shaded that way, and get black people upset. Don't know who to trust. So again, this is not done just for the hell of it. They didn't have to interview them white people,
Right.
but they want to stir up some stuff, get the news running, because that's how they sell news by putting out bad news.
I don't trust nobody, so I mean,
Uh-huh.
everybody I know don't trust nobody either. We don't trust nobody, like, just don't trust
They
nobody.
don't show all of us. They don't show the whole
And
mindset.
those that got the time to keep the text back on that, mostly women, I say people paying attention, but they not gonna fight anyway. They're not fighters.
Yeah,
I mean, they're not fighters, so they
well,
got nothing to fight.
they got to make them fight.
And that's what I'm saying and I understand where you're coming from,
Right.
but they have this thing manipulated. So like we were saying, they interviewed them on all the mainstream media, CBS, ABC, MSNBC, everything, CNN. They did it deliberately.
Mhm.
And then when you go, like I said, I did the comment section, over 50 million comments. And you have the black people, oh, this is racist. We tired of this. This injustice. We shouldn't be doing this. They do it to stir up things, just like in the incident in Vietnam, in Kent State University. They had to have something to pop it off. So what they did, they had all them protesters, right? Those college students, and it took one National Guardman to shoot one person and kill them. And that enraged everybody. Even though all of them wasn't for that, they had to do it. And that's what the CIA is brilliant in doing. They topple governments. They topple
Yeah.
nations.
Yeah.
So they understand how to get you riled up to where you're going to fight whether you want to or not.
Right. Right.
You may not want to, but they'll drag you in there because of something. That's how they roll. Mockingbird.
They
Yeah.
can institute the draft again too. Even though recruitment is up since Trump been in office. If anything go down, they could pull that draft out and make y'all go fight the war.
The problem, they got their feelings, and y'all gave all of us feelings.
Huh?
Y'all been passing out feelings left and right, so you know we gonna put that feelings coming in the military now.
Yeah.
Those feelings, so you killed yourself on that one, and you been giving me little kids. Since you dropped age from 18 to 16 to 15 for minors, you know,
Fellas can get in there now.
fellas getting up,
They changed the law.
Gotta take fellas, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like, you know, it's like y'all trying these things and it's gonna work against you because it's like at the end of the day, you know, folks, they don't care, not really paying attention. Young youth is, I mean, and if you get us involved, look what's going on since the 60s. We ain't gonna tear our stuff up. We ain't going over to white folks tell we might go over there steal some stuff, they might go over there take some stuff, breaking this, breaking that. And you know, they're not going there to fight on them. All we're gonna do is tear up our own stuff.
That's what
They got to figure out how to get us from tearing up our own stuff to tear up the white folks stuff. White folks realize they ain't gonna tear their own
I
stuff.
think they ain't figured it out.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
That's
what they
what
ain't
they
figured
want.
out. They ain't figured that
This
part
thing
out.
been in the works for years.
How you gonna get us to tear up their stuff, not our own stuff?
Same thing they did in the 60s.
Yeah, well, that's what
You gonna tear up our stuff?
they've
That's
dumbed
what they
down
want.
the students.
They want.
So that these high school students don't know a damn thing.
Right.
So that as long as you got low intelligence, you easily manipulate.
Yeah, but we'll tear up our own stuff. But how you gonna get them to tear up their own stuff and tear the white folks stuff to set the war off?
They
See
don't
what I'm
want
saying?
They want to tear.
That's the problem. How to get us from tearing up our own stuff? All we do is tear up our own stuff. Give them to go up, leave our stuff alone, and go tear up their stuff to make the war pop off. White folks ain't gonna come up. So that's, it's just not.
I don't know. Was he talking?
They ain't
They'll
talking
find
That's
a
what
way.
they trying to.
in them
that's what
country
they
towns,
trying to
in
get
them
them
country towns, the white folks
to
are
come to us
listen to them black folks
to
out in
get
country
it
towns.
started.
They not coming into the cities. They're not coming to Decatur now. So they're not. They're not coming. They see the police don't kill them, walk up down the street, guns and sticks all day. Folks walk with the sticks out, the police by and say nothing. They're not coming. In them country towns, you live around the white folks, they might come get you, but they're not coming here. They're not coming
Yeah,
to the
man.
highway. They're not gonna do it.
Elder, so when we look at that, what we just read in Matthew 6:33, it says, "But seek ye the first." It says, seek you first the kingdom of Elohim and His righteousness." So that's basically saying we must have confidence in His word when we're seeking. Is that what they're saying? The seeking, we must have confidence in the word because the righteousness is His word.
Well, what is so particular about the kingdom of Elohim? Why didn't they say the kingdom of heaven?
Wow, it's nice. I see what you're doing.
It's a good question, though. I didn't think of. Uh,
Because I guess he was the audience he was speaking to at that time.
He's talking to the Jews.
I know, but he know that they weren't gonna be around. They weren't gonna. Oh yeah, the kingdom of Elohim.
Was
They
there?
named kingdom of
Well, it goes back to like you said a while ago, Elder, in your classes. Our fathers understood that there was no going to heaven doctrine.
Right,
So our fathers understood we wasn't going to heaven
right,
when we die.
right.
Could that be? I'm just throwing it out.
No,
But the resurrection is still bringing them to the kingdom of heaven. So they understand, they still have to understand the kingdom of heaven, because the resurrection is going to bring them to the kingdom of heaven, right?
yeah,
Even if you died then, the resurrection is still going to the kingdom of heaven before you
Right.
go to the kingdom of heaven. So
Right.
why did they say that?
he put a difference between the kingdom of heaven and the kingdom of Elohim, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or what is so different about the kingdom of heaven and the kingdom of Elohim?
It's everlasting.
It's everlasting,
Kingdom of heaven is only for 1,000 years, and the millennium kingdom.
right? That's sabbatical.
Then in the kingdom of Elohim, you'll have Yahshua and Israel.
Right. Well, there will be no more death. There will be no more sin. Right. So but that's why he says, seek the kingdom of Elohim where you have eternal life. Right. So don't worry about those things that we run into every day. But Yahweh know what you need. That's what the question said, right? But seek ye first the kingdom of heaven. It said, but seek ye first the kingdom of Elohim and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. All right, so you worry about things you don't have any control over, but if your mind is on the kingdom of Elohim, it's going to tell you you're going to get these things, even more. Right? So that's to give you confidence. Don't worry about tomorrow. Right? This will give you confidence that if you're going to be in the kingdom of heaven, you ain't got a thing to worry about no more. Because he talk about the things you worried about. Don't worry about those things. What you're going to eat, what you're going to wear. Don't worry about that thing. Seek the first the kingdom of Elohim.
Or how you gonna die?
Yeah. What are we going to die?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense, though, because Yahweh, I like to use that analogy when I came here. Yahweh strip you of everything. And you kind of looking from that carnal mindset of this American mindset. Oh, I'm never gonna get that back. I lost this, I lost that, I lost the money, job, car, and all that. But when you come into the truth, Yahweh has something so much more bigger for you.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell Steve. He's all broken hearted about what he's been going. Like I say, well, there's got to be a reason for it. I told you just need to chill out. Just get that off your mind, and then you can do it happen if it's supposed to happen. Yeah, so he really broke up about it, but he got that kind of temperament that it's easy to get him upset. But there's a reason for it. He just don't know why. He going back on it like everybody else does. Said, what did I do wrong?
I'm just going to say.
You know, like you said, it's so true. When we can grow to get to that point that we can ask the question why. You know, then when you ask the question why and have confidence, y'all gonna show you the answer to it. The why. And that's how I am now. Just like it's like at my job, some things happen and I said, why did this take place? And now y'all show me why. Y'all move me from that so I can be around him more. I can take him with me more. You go to work with me now. So it's a lot of things when you look at it at a negative, but you get the out, when you really look at it and y'all you sit back and show, it's like, wow, thank you, y'all. Because it's a true blessing to have him with me to go to work with me now. Do stuff instead of going into that office, sitting down at that computer all day. So the question is the why. And I'm always asking why. Why is then I sit back and I'm gonna wait for y'all to give me the answer. And I'm telling you, always show me the answer.
Yeah, it's always a reason for a certain thing. We may not see it at first. You might think that that'd be the worst day of your life, but it was for a reason. So it might be something better down the road, better the next day. So that if you hadn't been in that accident and had that problem, you might have never seen it. So That's why I try to impart to Steve that as long as he been coming up here doing good works, then that must be something that he had to go through to get him prepared for something else.
Mhm.
That's all I can say. Yeah. Push up guy. See, that's why I looked at
I know it over. That's why Stan said, okay.
you. See, see, even in that, it was meant for him to do that to the push-up guy.
Yeah.
So he can look back. Started with the push-up guy. I got to do better. Let's go back to Isaiah 13
Then 12.
Huh?
You finished up 11.
Or 12, 13.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying you finished up verse 11. That's what I'm saying.
Verse 11.
Yeah, chapter
Oh, okay,
13,
okay,
verse
okay.
11. You finished that up.
Okay. Let's pick this up in Isaiah 13, verse 12. I think I read that. Okay. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. Uh, why is this man so precious than fine gold?
Righteous.
Righteous.
Righteous man. Righteous.
Yeah, they're
Righteous.
talking about a righteous man. Yeah. Right. He's talking about a righteous man. I will make a righteous man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. Therefore, I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place. That's much better. In the wrath of Yahweh opposed, and in the day of his fierce anger. And it shall be as a chase roll, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee everyone into his own land. What's a chase roll?
Deer,
Huh?
deer.
Yes, somebody chasing a deer. That's what that word roll means. You got it wrote down? Okay. Verse 16. No, verse 15. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished. Behold, I will stir up the Russians against them, who shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. And America, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Aryans, excellency, shall be as when Elohim overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. When you look at what America's off into now, yeah, that fits. It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherd make their fold there. The wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures. And owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there. And the wild beasts of the islands shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons, which are more like the crocodiles, in their pleasant palaces. And her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged. Yes, sir.
All right, and verse 17, when it says the leaves shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they should not delight in it. Then I think I don't know if it's Isaiah 50 or 51. Who's doing the robbing then? The me's not doing it. Robbing, like where it should be got robbed, where they break down the gates or something, and they getting robbed. Some.
Where's this at?
I think it's in Jeremiah 50 or 51. Something's being robbed from America.
In 51, it does name Russians coming up in here.
Yeah, but they don't. But they're not like in the gold or the silver right here. So who's doing the robbing? Who's
I think
you know what I'm saying?
enter a storehouse or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, let me see here. Let's see here. Um,
that 26?
Verse 26.
50 and 26.
I'm looking. Oh, verse 26. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah. Jeremiah 50 and verse 26. To come against her from the utmost border upon her storehouses, cast her up as heaps and destroy her utterly, let nothing of her be left, slay all her bullocks, let them go down to the slaughter, woe unto them, for their day is come, the time of their visitation. I think, is that it?
Where it mentioned raw, Brazil. Remember where it mentioned raw.
Where is that? What verse is that?
Oh, this, yeah.
Well, I tell you, um, if we continue on in Isaiah 14, you may run across that verse. Want to see?
Okay.
Let's see. Uh, chapter Isaiah chapter 14, verse 1. For Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. And strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and for handmaids. They shall take them captives whose captives they were. They shall rule over their oppression. That's not what I'm talking about. Because the verse you're looking at, they're going to rob those who rob them, spoil those who spoil them.
No, it's in.
That's not the same one?
No, it's like they tear down it's like is this Jeremiah 50 or 51? One of two chapters where they talk about tear down the gates or something something and they getting robbed something. It's like they use the word rob. It's in 50 or 51. So Jeremiah 50 or 51.
Let's see here.
And it says something about being robbed, but I don't. Well, I thought it would be the Russians, but they said Russians not going to lighten silver and gold like that in the verse.
Right.
Right here, 50, it's 50:37.
Ezekiel 37,
Yeah, Jeremiah 50:37.
Jeremiah 15:37.
Yeah, 50:37.
They sold it upon their horses and upon their chariots and upon all the mingled people that are in the midst of her, and they shall become as women. They sold it upon her treasures, and they shall be robbed. That's what it's talking about.
Right. Well, if the Medes don't lighten silver and gold, who's gonna do this robbing?
Well, in chapter 50, it's talking about all those nations that are going to come up in here.
Okay, so they
And, yeah, and talking about robbing, I mean, yeah, they're not going to be God and silver and gold, but that doesn't mean they don't have any crushing gems.
Right.
So they can rob them on that. Yeah. All right, let's continue. Let me read Isaiah 14 again, because that's actually a continuation of chapter 13. Isaiah 14, verse 1. For Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land, and strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. So if you're gonna put them in their own land, that means they ain't in their land right now. Makes sense. So who's not in their land right now? Us. Right. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppression. So again, who's captive here? We are. Yeah, so this is directly to us. Yahweh letting us know. I know you've been a captive. I know what they did to you, but this is your hope right here, because you're gonna rule over them that spoiled you. Yeah.
So, like I said, they said they're gonna take us into our land. will they be waiting on us coming out the wilderness to help us? I mean, I'm trying to see, like, are they gonna be taking us to the wilderness, like, because they be pleading to us the house of Jacob. So, like, how's that work? Like, if you going into the wilderness, they gonna take us to the wilderness, or they gonna take us out the wilderness and bring us to our land? They be waiting on us to take us to our land, young man.
Let's go to Isaiah 66.
Okay.
And pick it up verse 18. For I know their works and their thoughts. It shall come that I will gather all nations in tongue, and they shall come and see my glory. And I will set a sign among them, and I will send those that escape of them unto the nations, to Spain, Pul, Lud, the draw the bow, and Tubals, and Javan, to the isles far off, that have not heard my fame, neither have seen my glory. And they shall declare my glory among the Gentiles, and they shall bring all your brethren for an offering unto Yahweh out of all nations, upon horses and in chariots and in litters and upon mules and upon swift beasts, to my holy mountain Jerusalem, saith Yahweh, as the children of Israel bring an offering in a clean vessel unto the house of Yahweh. He's referring to the 9 tribes.
Okay.
Right? Because we'll be basically already in the land.
So that killed my idea to have some white folks help me took my stuff across the border. So we're
When we go into the wilderness,
that killed my idea to have some white people help me took my stuff out of here. Do it myself, man.
this is just for you. It made exactly for you, brother.
Elder Priest, I got a question, but I also have it's not so much a question. What do you think? Okay, so we're going back to 17 when it says the Russians. I was having a conversation with this brother last night, and I was telling him, like, the Russians know, even though they're Orthodox Christians, but they know the book and they know exactly who we are,
Mm-hmm.
and so they know that there's nothing that America can do to stop them.
Right.
They know that we're going to take you one way or another.
Right.
And I told them about Khrushchev and how Khrushchev put that out there and threw a shoe and blah, blah, blah. We know about that. But I was also saying that, and this was my opinion, I just want to see what you think about it. Like, you look at how America is right now, and you see the height of its nastiness and how no one's going, like, Russians don't regard anything because this is a nasty country. You think this thing with this Epstein thing, right? The most powerfulest names in this country is on there, and they know every wicked, and it's now open about all the demonic and nasty thing they did with these children. Could this be like, this is at that point to where, okay, you know what, this country is just nasty. We got to just take them out. Like this is we've seen how you come in, you topple governments, you kill these people over in other lands, you're doing all this menacing stuff that they know they've been doing for years, right? Everybody know that. But now you got this to the point to where the most powerful leaders of your country is doing this to little babies. Like Baggiano said the other day, not the other day, last week, he was saying, man, the stuff that's on there that I've seen, I wish I could not. I wish I could not. I could read. I want to go back and not see it again.
Don Bongino?
Bongino, yeah.
What
The stuff on that, the Epstein, like all the stuff that was there. He said it is the most inhumane things known to man. What these people were doing, and they up in the government.
Yeah, that's not far fetched.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you had a few detectives in New York that was doing an investigation about that was going on. They committed suicide because of how. So you think that this is the height of America's nastiness right now? Like, hey, you know what? It's like what the Russians say. Hey, nobody care about anything you got right now.
Yeah,
We're gonna do what the Bible tells us to do.
that's why I say they're not gonna regard silver or gold, because it ain't about that. It's about vengeance.
Right.
Get this nasty place off the map. Because you're deceiving the whole world. You're poisoning the whole world with your doctrine. Trying to force the Africans to turn to homosexuality, like stuff like that. They're gonna put sanctions on you. So yeah, but again, all that's being done to bring about the one world order. So that's got to take place. So yeah, you're gonna have a lot of confusion going on, war kicking off and everything. But the result of it is that the people are gonna want someone to rule over them to stop all these wars, to stop all this starvation and all this all these different gods that people worship. That's what the one world government is going to bring forth to the people, so they can bring order to the whole world. That's what people are going to be wanting. They'll be glad to take that name, number, mark. Yeah. So that's got to happen, and that's going to last 3.5 years, and then uh, that's when we come out the wilderness, and we go and take that king. Uh, and then that's not the end of the story either. We find out that now all the armies of the world are going to come up to Jerusalem to fight us, and so we don't know how long that's going to take. Then the battle got to be moved to Armageddon. That's when Mashiach shows up, and that'll be the end of the story after you get through burying everybody. They don't see. They need to read out. See, that shows the Russian read his book. Christians don't read the book, but they swear it's a Christian book. Russians know better than that. So they know that one day the bear and the eagle got to fight. Yeah.
You know, I think about that. You know, they know they're gonna destroy America. You know, but then it's like at the same time they're gonna destroy America, they should know for some crazy reason God gonna get deceived by Satan to come attack us after 1,000 years. So like, you gonna do one good thing, gonna turn around and do something bad. Like, you know, it's just like, but you know, this is Yahweh's control. But it's like, man, it's kind of crazy to know you're gonna do this. Like, you know what I mean? The other time, I don't know if they know that part. They know Revelations too. You know what I mean?
So America a proud people, right? But Russia got history on this side.
Right.
They've been around for thousands of years. America ain't been around for 250 years.
Next, I think next year,
Next year.
250th year.
Yeah,
That's why I try to tell people, like, you know, the Iranians and Russia, they go back thousands of years.
Yeah.
Medes and Persians. You know what I mean?
Right.
That bill was out. They family.
Yeah, well, America's a new kid on the block, but she ain't got no experience. Now, yeah, she been in battle,
Yeah.
but she hasn't withstood the test of time
Test of time.
that Russia has, because Russia been fighting all the time, but she's still here.
Someone put a meme out there. They said Russia versus United States, and they had the Russian and the Iranian flag together, and it had America, and it had Russia, Iran, 2000, with the greater and lesser sign, the greater sign. It then had America 250 years with the lesser sign.
But that wouldn't mean nothing to Jake.
Nah, you know that
Yeah,
floor.
yeah, they go right over and say, "What the hell is that?"
Yeah.
They using arrows.
Yeah, I noticed that. I was like, yeah, they put the greater or lesser sign.
I mean, meant for white, Jake. It meant for white people, and that people can read and write.
Right.
Did you see the new pope finally came out? He came out of among the young Catholics. They called it he said the young Catholics at the Jubilee of the Youth event.
Jubilee of the what?
It was a Catholic Jubilee, and they had the new Pope out there with all the young people. So you can kind of see with this new world religion. Well, he prepping them up for it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Did he speak English to them? What?
I just seen it flash on the news. I just pulled it up and it talks about he addresses a sea of young Catholics at the Jubilee of the youth event. So
Had a whole bunch of young people out there.
yeah, like a rock concert. So
Well, I can see it. Ain't gonna be but a remnant saved. The white folks already saying there's too many people in the earth anyway. So you got to break it down some kind of way, and that's the whole plan. They're going to destroy a whole lot of people because of some nefarious plan that they got. Because there's too many people in the earth in their eyes. So what did they say at the Georgia Guidestones?
500 million.
500 million. That's all they need. 500 million. Yeah.
Well, Yahweh said he made the earth to be inhabited.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
So you trying to go again? I don't know. That irks me when I hear that because I always go back to when Yahweh said, "I made the earth to be inhabited." You can't tell me how many people.
Yahweh showed that to you. He didn't show it to them.
It's just one of my.
I know. But he left them on their own devices.
Yeah.
So they can come up with their own doctrine of the earth being round.
So each one of the people supposed to have 1,000 acres by themselves. Everybody got their 1,000 acres. Man, you know, you got to travel half a day to go see your neighbor. It's too many people there. It makes no sense. You know, so I'm sorry.
Well, that's the way you're gonna have in the kingdom of heaven.
Yeah.
But you know, they got people buying into that mindset. There's too many people on earth because now you got the people, well, we got to go global, go green. I said, no, people like Atlanta metro area. It's like over 10 million people. You want to crowd up in this one area, but you got the whole state of Georgia. Why y'all spread out? But in people's mind, it's a lot of people because you see a lot of people in these densely populated areas. Everybody want to be in a city, You got plenty of land.
Well, they work in the city, but they go back to the suburbs.
Yeah, you know my grandma's house. The neighbor's a mile and a half down the road. My grandma's house, they're about half down the road, like 4 or 5 people in there down there. They're a mile and a half down the dirt road. You know what I mean? It's a whole bunch of space. It's over 10 people. I mean, this is Oklahoma, Georgia, so she ain't that far from everyone. The gas store was there, like, you know, we folks got plenty of space, man. Like, I mean,
Yeah, but who owns that space?
like, I mean, like this,
They took those guy stones down. Didn't someone destroy those guy stones?
they blew
Who?
up.
Then
Somebody
they
blew
blew
up.
up those guy
Yeah,
stones.
yeah. Huh. They
They never know how to get
they
there.
didn't say why though.
They just popped up one day.
Yeah,
They had
the
a
thing
grant,
popped up in the 70s.
popped up.
Come out of nowhere.
Yeah, they don't know who put it up.
In a whole bunch of languages, too. You know, a whole bunch
Yeah.
of major languages.
Hebrew was on there too.
Yeah.
Well, whoever it is, we're probably looking at who's the most useful people in the world, and they'll keep them. But the useless people, they gotta go. That's us.
That's us, like always.
That's us, man. I'm sorry, brother. What do you add to the table? Huh? You don't bring nothing to the table. So you got to go, buddy.
Getting old, and I realized one or two black people that you've seen, anything futuristic, I realized were Hamites. They were nuts.
Yeah.
I thought we were the same. They Hamites.
Is Ferdinand a Hamite? You know.
Ferdinand, yeah.
You said he was Jamaican.
I think he's from the island. I don't think he's I think he's us.
Okay.
All
All right.
He grew a beard.
Huh?
He ain't grew a beard, so I think
Oh, you don't grow the beard? White beard? Yeah, it's us. Yeah. Let's continue. Well, we're in chapter 14. Did I read verse 2? No.
No.
And the people shall take them and bring them to their place in the house of Israel, shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. Again, who been captives and who been oppressed? I'll pick this up at verse 12. It says, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of Elohim. I will also sit upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee, and consider thee, saying, Is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness, and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners? So we know this is talking about Satan, right? And the way it's written, it's being shown that instead of sanctifying Yahweh, he's glorifying himself. Because he said, I will do these things. I will, not if it's Yah's will. I will do these things, right? He says, it says, I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. So that would be Jerusalem. So what did he say? Verse 13, for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of Elohim. Who are the stars of Elohim? Israel.
Children of Israel.
Yeah. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. So he wanted to be God himself. Right? So notice what he said in verse 13. He said, also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north, well, that would be the temple. Where you line that up with Second Thessalonians chapter 2, you see that's exactly what's going to happen. So this is talking about the devil himself entering into a man. When you look up in Revelation 13, that second beast. Well, this is talking about whoever this is going to be. Now, I don't know about the disposition of this new pope. Is he a kind of laid back guy? Or, what kind of attitude does he have?
Because ever since he came in, I check everything every day. I don't really read too much of it. They don't say too much about it. So he really been quiet. He's been real like,
Yeah.
That's
Well, when Satan get in you, you change, bro.
change, right?
Yeah. Look at Judas Iscariot. He thought he was doing something right. But that was Satan that got in him.
Know somebody had to contact him and apologize to him for attacking that Catholic church over there in the Middle East. Somebody had to call
Trump.
him and apologize to him.
Oh, well, yeah. Trump ain't apologized to nobody, man.
This was BB.
Oh,
BB had to call him and apologize.
oh. Why was he talking about the Catholic Church?
Cause they bombed one over there in
Oh, yeah.
Syria, I
That's
think.
right.
Yeah, in Gaza.
Yeah.
Oh, he had to apologize because I heard
To
about
the
the
Pope.
Oh, he had to apologize to the Pope.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for bombing one of their churches.
I go show you how powerful that Pope is.
Well, he knows where to draw the line.
Mm.
Yeah. He ain't apologized for nothing else. He sure know how to apologize to the Pope. Yeah. Let's again. All this is verified in the prophecies uh, that you read about in Second Thessalonians, Daniel chapter 11, chapter 8, and chapter 11.
You talk about the Pope being, they talk about the Pope being so quiet. You know, like in biblical Proverbs, we talk about to get wisdom, understanding dark sentences. You know, in Daniel, it says that he would be a very wise man, maybe understand dark sentences, or maybe him being quiet, because you know, the Proverbs talk a lot about being quiet. That's part of that dark sentences and that wisdom that he's being quiet now until that time comes. He's showing how wise he is and by not being too vocal and talking too much.
Well, the thing is, he's also going to have power
Mm.
to convince people. So what's going to happen? That's why America has to be destroyed because she's the leader of the world. So once she's destroyed, they're going to need some new leadership. So that's when the Pope steps up.
It's also quite a stronghold too.
Yeah. So he's going to unite all the nations together, have a one world religion, one world government, one world military, which probably have most of the Muslims in it. And all those things, but America has to fall in order for that Pope to take over and rule the world. Because right now, the Pope can't do nothing about the Americans here. Because you got Donald Trump in office. Yeah, he's too unpredictable. So they gotta wait till he get out the way. Then he can take them. Yeah. It's a wait game, but I'm pretty sure they got everything already set up. Yeah. Let's continue. Let's go to we've done this before, but this is Isaiah 18. Woe to the land shadow with wings which is beyond the rivers of Ethiopia. That sendeth ambassadors by the sea, even in vessels of bulrushes upon waters, saying, Go, you swift messengers, to a nation scattered and peeled, to a people terrible from the beginning hitherto, a nation meted out and trodden down, whose land the rivers have spoiled. So they're talking about the transatlantic slave trade. All you inhabitants of the world and dwellers on the earth, see you when he lifteth up an ensign on the mountains, and when he bloweth a trumpet, hear you. For so Yahweh said unto me, I will take my rest, and I will consider my dwelling place, like a sea, like a clear heat upon herbs, and like a cloud of dew in the heat of harvest. for the harvest. When the bud is perfect, and the sour grape is ripening in the flower, he shall both cut off the sprigs with the pruning hooks, and take away and cut down the branches. They shall be left together unto the fowls of the mountains, and to the beasts of the earth, and the fowls shall some upon them, and all the beasts of the earth shall win upon them. Again, that is the destruction of America. In that time shall the present be brought unto Yahweh of hosts of a people scattered and peeled, and from a people terrible from their beginning hitherto, a nation meted out and trodden on foot, whose land the rivers have spoiled to the place of the name of Yahweh of hosts, the Mount Gilead, the Mount Zion. Let me see here. I may have to.
Elder, I'm looking at terrible in a. What do you mean by people terrible from the beginning? Like just a bad people?
Not in a.
That word is throwing me off.
Yeah, not in a physical. The people that rebel against Yahweh, right? Those are the ones that are terrible from their beginning.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've been rebelling since our beginning, pretty much.
Hmm.
So we've been rebelling since our beginning, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's one of the reasons why we know this talking about transatlantic slave trade, and also talking about America. How America is going to be destroyed, and that our father's supposed to be brought back to Yahweh. So it leaves out some of the details, like the 3.5 years of great tribulation, the wilderness experience. It leaves a lot of that out. But what we have here is the end result that we're going to be brought back into the land. Let me see here. Do we have time for this? Let me see. I'm gonna go for it. Let's go to Isaiah 24. Isaiah 24, verse 1. Behold, Yahweh maketh the earth empty, and maketh it waste, and turneth it upside down, and scattereth abroad the inhabitants thereof. And it shall be as with the people, so with the priest, as with the servant, so with his master, as with the maid, so with her mistress, as with the buyer, so with the seller, as with the lender, so with the borrower, as with the taker of interest, and so with the giver of interest to him. The land shall be utterly empty and utterly spoiled, for Yahweh has spoken this word. The earth mourneth and fadeth away, the world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. Therefore hath the curse divided the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. The new wine mourneth, the vine languisheth, all the merry-hearted do sigh. The mirth of tabrets ceases, the noise of them that rejoice ended, the joy of the harp ceases. They shall not drink wine with a song, strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. The city of confusion is broken down, every house is shut up, that no man may come in. So they got the sequence of events back. It's talking about destroying the earth before destroying America. Because America be the city of confusion, but America got to fall first. There is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened, the mirth of the land is gone. In the city is left desolation, and the gate is smitten with destruction. When thus it shall be in the midst of the land among the people, there shall be as the shaking of an olive tree, and as the gleaning grapes when the vintage is done. They shall lift up their voice, they shall sing for the majesty of Yahweh, they shall cry aloud from the sea. Wherefore glorify you, Yahweh, in the fires, even the name of Yahweh Elohim of Israel in the isles of the sea. From the uttermost part of the earth have we heard songs, even glory to the righteous. But I said, my leanness, woe unto me. The treacherous dealers have dealt treacherously, yea, the treacherous dealers have dealt very treacherously. Fear in the pit and the snare, upon thee, O inhabitant of the earth. Excuse me. And it shall come to pass that he who fleeth from the noise of the fear shall fall into the pit, and he that cometh up out of the midst of the pit shall be taken in a snare. For the windows from on high are open, and the foundations of the earth do shake. The earth is utterly broke down. The earth is clean dissolved. The earth is moved exceedingly. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage. And the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. And it shall come to pass in that day that Yahweh shall punish the host of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth, and they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in the pit, and shall be shut up in the prison, and after many days shall they be visited. Then the moon shall be confounded, and the sun ashamed, when the Yahweh of hosts shall reign in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem, and before his ancients. In verse 22, it says, and they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in the pit, and shall be shut up in prison. And after many days, verse 21. And it shall come to pass in that day that Yahweh shall punish the host of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth. What does it mean by that? It says in verse 21, and it shall come to pass in that day that Yahweh shall punish the host of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth.
Well, I got notation on this. I didn't finish it. It says kicked out of heaven.
So what now? What?
Saying get kicked out of heaven?
It says, and it shall come to pass in that day that Yahweh punish the host of the high ones. Well, that's up in heaven, correct? So talking about the armies up in heaven is going to punish them, right? Well, that's when the Revelation 12 kicks in, where war in heaven, Michael and his angels, and Satan and his angels. They get kicked out of heaven and kicked on this earth. That's what it said. It says he's going to punish the high ones that are on high and the kings of the earth upon the earth. So he's going to punish the kings on it.
Question, verse 22, and that part with King 1, does that line up with Psalms 149?
149, verse 22.
Verse 22 in the last sentence in verse 21. Does that line up with Psalms 149? About putting let me see.
Well, we're talking about two different punishments here.
Okay.
Right? These are the rulers of the world in verse 21. So the rest of them would be the ones that be killed.
We're talking about being gathered together and put in prisons.
Well, in verse 22,
yeah.
And they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in the pit, and shall be shut up in the prison, and after many days shall they be visited. Well, those will be the kings.
Like Psalm 149 talking about bound up the rulers and stuff, you know what I mean?
Is that what that says?
Let me see. Psalm 149. At towards the end of Psalm 149.
149, because we read that every Shabbat.
It says that to bind, like Psalm 149 verse 8, and to bind their kings.
Yeah, to bind their kings with chains, and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute upon them the judgment written. This ought to have all his saints praise you, Yahweh. So yeah,
that kind of bind.
That's right. What we just read here in Isaiah, same thing.
I got another question too.
All right.
Well, verse 21, is that talking about that's part of the destruction of America too? You know, Isaiah 24:11.
24 and 11.
Yeah, and Isaiah, that's part of the destruction of America.
There's a crying for wine in the streets, all joy dark and the mirth of the land is gone. So yeah, that's talking about America.
So that with the wine, that'd be another thing to help push us out too. Remember when the liquor store.
Yeah, the liquor store's closed. Jay can't hang around, bro. You might have to go to one of them sundown towns and risk his life. But yeah, that's what that's talking about there. The same thing as Americans. Yeah. Does anyone have any questions before we dismiss? All right, let's look at so chat. Right. I have on YouTube Elder Simeon.
YouTube.
Yeah. You see Wilford Porter on YouTube.
Got 3 of them. We got all the pictures.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm looking. Yeah, I got 'em.
Okay. Shalom, Elder Simeon. Missed you yesterday, Elder. Hope you're all right. You might be having a little back problem.
Somebody hit some shoulder.
The
Somebody got
shoulder.
some cream for him too.
Okay. Praise you. Shalom, Elder Tobiah. Shalom, Kwame Russell. Shalom, Clarence Mark, Brother Clarence Marks and Sister Yolita. Shalom, Brother Eliyahu in Israel. Shalom, Isha 777. Shalom, Brother Mickey Anderson. Shalom, Brother Alahayim. Ben Yasharada. Shalom, Susie Garman. Shalom, Abraham ben Israel. Shalom, Mother Kia. Shalom, Trey Kingfish Minor. Shalom, Deacon Enoch. Shalom, Shamayan, Yasharada Elder. Shalom, Roosevelt Petrie. Shalom, the Lonely Red Wolf. Shalom, Elder Mick. Shalom, Brother Saul in Israel. Shalom, Gregory Rucker. Shalom, Brother Otis Jones. Praise Yah. Shalom, Melinda Curry. Shalom, Sister Kendra Davis. Shalom, Mother Marsha. Shalom, Brother Yaakov in Israel. Shalom, Brother Julius Brown. Shalom, Wide Awake, Dre Day. Shalom, Brother Malachi. Shalom. I guess Renee BCC. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly. Shalom, Brother Adrian Davis. Shalom, Yashar is love. Shalom, Brother Timothy Turner. And to look at the requirement now running for president of the United States, they changed it. You can have had a felony since Trump proved him wrong. Well, that doesn't disqualify you from being president of America, uh, of being a felon. Uh, it, the only thing that they don't list that as one of the disqualifications of you running for president of America. Else they would have stopped right there and there.
I thought Trump got a slap because he was already president without a felony first. So he's already he was already former president, so it didn't matter if he got a felony. Like he was already president before he got a felony. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah, he got an immunity thing going
Right,
with it,
right.
man. So yeah, Brother Timmy, you can say the man was a felon, but he had presidential immunity, man. So, but just because they say he's a felon doesn't mean that's true. Because you gotta look beyond the propaganda that you see on television. All that's propaganda, and so it was all an effort to keep him from being president of America. So just made up stuff. I mean, you can see something wrong with this picture when all the news stations saying the same thing. It didn't used to be like that. The news had their own spin on different news items, so they weren't together like they are now. So and the Democratic Party behind it, like we mentioned before, we got Project Mockingbird still in the media. So they all got this one message: hate Trump, hate Trump, hate Trump. They don't even know why they hate him. Black people don't even know why they hate him, but they hate him because the television tells them to hate him. They don't look beyond the television. They say, "Is that true? Do they ever go to any other news source to see what they got to say about it. They don't do that. We watch sit there in front of that idiot box, and big idiot box tell them how to think, how who to love, or who to hate. So you got black people hating the man, don't even know why they hate him. Let's continue. Shalom, Brother Kevin Green, Brother Kemuel. Shalom, Mother Leah. Shalom, Brother Adawan, man, Yasharala. Shalom, Carolyn Wilson. Shalom, Different Mindset 2. Shalom, Yahweh Shalom. Shalom, Israel ben Israel. Shalom, Esher Yasharala. Shalom, Brother Shaul ben Israel. Shalom, Elder Azariah ben Israel. Shalom, Elder Hezekiah. Shalom, Karate Kid Chris 14. Shalom, Wiley Gomez. I hope I pronounced that correct. I don't have anything after Brother Wiley. Down at the bottom on YouTube.
It's time to go.
That was the last one. All right, then. Well, you're gonna have to go ahead and shut it down. Facebook and YouTube. I'll give you 5 seconds to put some up here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up. Gotta go. Let's see. Sorry. Again, thank you for joining us, Facebook. Join us for our Christian class this coming third day, which is Tuesday night at 8 o'clock p.m. Thank you for your support and keep on watching us. We get these texts from all over the country. Thank Yahweh for all y'all look at what we do here at NCCI and join us again for our history class on this coming third day, which is Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. Shalom, Yahweh bless you and keep.